today?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so the first thing that I would like for us to do is I want us to practice our laughs. So, even when my jokes are not funny, you just still know how to laugh. So let's start off with the light one, just a ha-ha. It's a bit of laughing. All right, now this one is for when a joke is actually funny. Some of you did not practice your laughs. This is also how you can tell that I'm a teacher, because I'm just like, I need everyone in the classroom to participate. So my name is Teaira. I am originally from Florida.
Whoa.
No. We are not a proud place. It is scary. It's very scary. For those who don't know where Florida is, just a quick geography lesson, which I know is very strange coming from an American. But I am the one with the microphone. So, now if you look at a map of the United States, at the bottom, there is a state that just, it looks like a thumbs down. That's Florida. That's also how people in the United States see us. They're just like, no. And I mean, I don't blame them at all. Florida is basically like the Australia of the United States. Everything that can kill you will definitely try. And that's not an exaggeration. I personally had to leave because of my own sanity. I kind of realized that throwing a party in the middle of a hurricane is not normal. That's not what you're supposed to do. And Floridians do this. We call them hurricane parties. We are insane. And I was becoming desensitized to all the danger I was in, so I just left. I actually came to Europe and I started doing the thing that I also did not think that I was going to do, which is become a teacher. And I'm always surprised at how surprised I am that I like teaching, because I loved school growing up. It was my favorite thing. Like, I would wake up early in the morning just to get ready for school. And by early in the morning, I mean school started at 8, I was at 4. I was ready to go. Like, my mom would come in my room like, honey, it's time to get up. And I'm already in the kitchen on my 3rd cup of coffee, just like, TikTok mom, what are you doing? Why are you taking so long? One of my favorite subjects while studying was history. I love history, specifically Greek mythology. Yes, I am very aware that Greek mythology is not history, because it is not real. You guys have to remember, I'm American. We were taught that Christopher Columbus discovered America, and, that the Pilgrims liked the Indians, and that black people enjoyed being slaves. So when it comes to history, the lines are a little blurred, so please give me that. But I did love Greek mythology. And I think I loved Greek mythology because it had something that real history was lacking. And that were stories about strong, independent, resilient women. You don't really hear that a lot. In Greek mythology, full of them. Athena, one of my favorite goddesses, goddess of wisdom. Loved her origin story. She pops out of her dad's head, full grown and in armor, just ready to go. Love that. There's also, you have the Amazonians. The Amazonians, just fierce, terrifying women that no one wanted to mess with. You mess with them, you're about to die. They will not stop fighting you until they are dead. This is not a win-win situation for most people. Just leave them alone. Artemis, another one of my favorite goddesses. She came out of the womb and then helped her mom deliver her twin brother. And I'm pretty sure that if she could have, she would have just done it herself. Just been like, no, Mom, I got this. I'm good. So I loved hearing stories like that. And the sucky part is that it's mythology. So none of it's real. So all these women that I grew up, idolizing and fantasizing about, they weren't real. So therefore, I didn't really have anyone to kind of motivate me throughout life. And it's partly because of the way history is written. Sadly, we left writing history to the men, which I don't know why we did that, because they can't handle the shopping list half the time. The same way they forget milk is the same way they forgot half of the most important women in history. Like, for example, why was I never taught about Fatima I'm gonna say this wrong, please don't kill me. Fatima al-Fahir? I can't get that H, it's the H. But she is awesome. She is fantastic. She's a rich girl who didn't blow all of her money on, a sweet chariot or clothes or one of those little seizure rats that people put inside of their purses. No, she spent it on a university. She bought a school, and she didn't just buy a school. She founded it, and then she oversaw the construction of it because that's how much she loved architecture. Why was I never told about her? She's basically like my real life Athena. She's just spreading wisdom left and right, spreading education for centuries. Why don't we ever talk about her? There's also this one. This person is probably one of my favorite people I've ever learned about in history. Like, you get that question of, if you were going to, what is the question? It's, if you can choose anyone to go to your dinner, who would you choose? It's this person. Her name is Kutalan, and she is the undefeated wrestling champion of Mongolia. And I know she sounds like a character from WE, but she is a real person, and she is awesome. And what makes her awesome is the deal that she made with her dad. So her dad comes up to her one day and he's like, Kutalan, honey, you're a woman now and it's time for you to get married. And she's just like, do I have to? And I always picture her having that kind of voice, just like a very bratty teen voice. And the dad, for some reason, always sounds like he's from the 1990s, from one of those sitcoms. That's just what's in my head. Also, I do not want to fake a Mongolian accent because it'll just come out Jamaican. I don't know why all of my accents come out to Jamaican. I've never been to Jamaica. But I do picture that he's just like, yes, honey, it's time for you to get married. We got to build alliances. Let's get this thing going. And she finally does agree. But this is how she agrees. She tells her dad, sure, I will marry any man who can beat me in a wrestling contest. This was her agreement. And she never lost. She never lost. She did apparently get married. She married a guy that she actually liked, which I guess is also a win for her. That's nice. But on top of just winning and stealing the dignity of all of these men, she also stole their horses. Because this is a part of the agreement. If you beat me, I marry you. If I beat you, you give me horses. She beat so many men and collected so many horses that she was able to build a cavalry for her dad, and then became leader of that cavalry. I needed to hear about her growing up. This would have been nice. Then there's also Queen Aruela. Queen Aruela, she came in shortly after her dad died, took over the throne, and she just completely turned all the gender norms on their heads. Just flipped it upside down. She told all the women, hey, you're gonna be warriors now, and the men, you can go make me a sandwich. The men did not like this. They did not like this at all. So she basically told them, fine, if you don't like it, we will leave. And they all left. And the men just had to fend for themselves. Ladies, I'm pretty sure that some of you have left your husbands alone for several days, and then when you came back, they were like, I missed you. Where have you been? Why did you leave me to die? But we need to hear stuff like this. Like, those were the Amazonians that I'd been reading about in Greek mythology. They were real. I was just never told about them. And I think that, when it comes down to history, the women are awesome. There's no denying that. Women have always been awesome. Just we don't talk about it because it's not in our history books. Because it's not in our history books, I think that I would have been a lot different. I wouldn't have gone around wrestling all my dates, but I probably would have been more confident, which is really hard to do in today's world anyways. Growing up as a girl and being confident at the same time, not questioning anything.